What if your life depended on a diagnosis, but the doctors got it wrong? What if the pain in your chest was not anxiety? What if the rash on your skin was not allergy? What if it was something else, something far more dangerous, but nobody believed you? Welcome to Medically Speaking. I'm Bullion, and on today's episode, we are going to be discussing the story of a woman who came face to face with death, not because her illness was incurable, but because her doctors didn't believe she was sick at all. Sade was 29. She was healthy, vibrant, and ironically, she was a nurse. She knew her body too well. She knew something was wrong. It all started with shortness of breath, chest tightening, her heart beating and racing for absolutely no reason. She went, met her doctor, he ran a few basic tests, and then he looked her in the eyes and said, "You are just anxious, you're stressed, you need to relax and rest." At first, she did believe him, but her symptoms got worse. Way worse that she fainted a few times, her legs were swelling, her vision got blurred, and every breath she took felt like she was drowning in her own air. She went back to her doctor, again and again, and each time she did, it was still the same thing. He said, "Oh, it's anxiety, you need to rest, you need to relax, try yoga, try breathing exercises." And not until this time, when she fainted at work and they couldn't ignore the signs anymore. At the hospital, another doctor, upon seeing her, requested for a CT scan, and what the results revealed was terrifying. Shade had a pulmonary embolism, blood clots in her lungs, blocking oxygen, and she was just a few minutes away from cardiac arrest. And guess what? She was not anxious, she was not stressed, she was dying. And one more misdiagnosis, she would not have been alive to even tell her own story. Medical errors are the third leading causes of death globally. Misdiagnosis in women and in minorities is far too common. And it's not just a mistake, it's a matter of life and death. Shade survived, yes, but many don't. And now she advocates for patients to speak up, ask questions, and never stop until their voices are truly, truly heard. How many voices go unheard in the examination room? How many lives are lost because someone assumed too much and listened too little? You've been listening to Medically Speaking, and sometimes the scariest part of being sick is not just the disease, it's not being believed. Stay aware, stay curious, and stay alive.